What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Dale's Outdoors. Uh, Thought about doing something a little different tonight. Y'all have to excuse my voice. I'm getting over a sinus infection. But since we ain't been getting that much in the way of, recording and stuff while we're out doing the thing, um, I'm going to start a new little series up. I'm going to call it Story Time with Uncle Matt.
Or as I like to call it, Matt's Hunting Tales.
Either way. But I've got this one right here. My other kids, they love hearing me tell my hunting stories and Bigfoot stories and
I'm gonna go turn my phone off.
yeah, go ahead, and things like that. So I decided that I would start. I decided that I would start doing small little videos of um,
I'm
my
back,
hunt-
y'all.
my hunting and fishing stories. So my first one, we're going to just do short and sweet with it. Excuse me.
I'll go back to my food.
My first one, I'm going to talk about my first turkey that I ever shot. So this was April, I think it was April 20th of 2020. Me and my buddy Jeff were going turkey hunting, and that morning it was the one of the worst days you could think of to try to turkey hunt. Um, Windy, raining, just just bad. And we got we got set up, and we had a little break in the rain. So while we had a break in the rain, the sun was starting to come up, but again, cloudy, everything. You couldn't really, it wasn't bright at all. So we're sitting down, and I start off trying to do some real soft yelps, and uh, all of my calls were soaked. The only call I could use was a mouth call. Uh, Slate call was out, box call was out, just my mouth call. That was it. So I start off doing some real low, just kind of just real low, and nothing. And then we had another shower hit us, and this shower was like, it was over in like 5 minutes, something like that. I mean, spring shower, and so that shower passes, and I start getting a little frustrated. And instead of doing the soft tree yelps like I was planning on doing, I just went ow, 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 just loud. And right off to our right, we heard pow. It was a, and so I called again, and he shut up. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna I'm gonna make him play my game. So I waited a minute or two, called, and he gobbled, like cut me off, gobbled, and I shut up. I waited for a minute, got quiet, called again. All right, he's interested at least. So I got quiet again and waited probably another. I think that second time, that last time, I might have waited like 2 or 3 minutes. Like I really tried to make him wait, and I called again, and he never gobbled. But I was like, I knew I could hear him getting closer when he was gobbling the first time. So I kind of leaned over. Jeff was, I don't know, Jeff might have been 10, 15 foot away from me to my right. I kind of lean over and I tell Jeff, I'm like, man, he might be coming in quiet, so just make sure you don't move or anything like that. And
Question. Is this the same Jeff that we went to the
mm,
hunting?
yep.
Alright.
And so I was sitting there, and it was just another minute or two. I heard him drumming. No, it's over Jeff, and I was like, man, you hear that? And he goes, yeah, I hear it. I said, he's getting close. And all my turkey hunters out there know, like, when you hear them drumming, it's hearing them drum is something different. That's a whole different thing. So I'm sitting there being quiet. I look over. Keep looking over to my right where that turkey's supposed to be. Where he was gobbling at. Out of nowhere, I see a white head just start doing this, walking through the woods. I'm like, there he is. And so I had my decoy out in front of me, maybe 20 yards, and I don't even think it's 20 yards. Might have been closer to 20 feet. But I started doing some purring, just purrs and yelps, and you could actually. I watched him as he was coming up, and he picked his head up and he looked at that decoy, and you could see him go cock his head, like, oh, there she is. And he keeps walking. He goes right up to the corner of the field. I lean over to Jeff and I say, don't move a muscle. And he comes out in the field making the scene, struts out bigger than life, and he's sidestepping, doing like this. Look like he's doing leaning like a cholo. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what that is, but okay.
And he so I keep purring, just doing little purrs and soft yelps, and the wind blows my decoy and makes it kind of do this real fast. So when it does that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. And I do this big, just fast yelping, super excited. And he stops strutting and he just starts walking on down to that decoy, like, hey, baby, how you doing? And where I was at, I was right in front of a really big tree. And the way so the field kind of goes up like this. Excuse me. The field kind of goes up like this, and then there's a dip right where that tree is at. So I'm using that dip to sit down in it so that my body is less visible. You could, instead of me being flat on ground, I'm covered probably about up to my chest. So, just trying to help me out with visibility. And the problem is I didn't, I didn't get the gun ready in time. So I'm leaning it up, doing this, and like I am completely is the worst setup I've ever done for a shot. Like my gun is pretty much out here because the way I was set, I didn't want to risk bringing my head down and him seeing my head lean like that. But I get up and I'm like that, just terrible. But I put that bead right here, and I pull the trigger, and he starts flopping, just flopping around. I was so out of position when I shot that I instantly off the recoil, my arm was so far out that the kick from it instantly made me open the action on it, instantly pumped it. And so I'm trying to reload. Oh, like that. And then Jeff, he shows up right next to me. Like he popped up and was right here. He's like, man, you got it. You got it. No, man, I forgot you was even there. And we go up and that thing's still flopping around, and I grab him by the head and I finish him off. But he ended up sorry he ended up with 10-inch beard and 1-inch spurs on each side.
Yeah.
And Day Day, you actually want to go grab that for me? No,
Yeah,
I'll show it off.
I do not mind to do that.
But on a day that was just one of the worst days you could think of to try to hunt, we ended up making it work. And thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
See that right there, the little thing right there, that's the part of the shot shell. I got his tail. There's his beard and there's his spurs right there. Yeah, that's off my first turkey. And hopefully my next one we'll be able to get on camera for y'all. And even more, hopefully, the big dude over there will be able to get his first turkey on camera.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. But that's the first of that's the first of this series. Story time with Uncle Matt, Matt's Hunting Tales, or whatever we want to call it. Just as kind of a filler. Um, I've got stories of Bigfoot. I've got stories of run-ins with bears. I can tell the story, which I've got it on camera. I can tell the story of this dude. I've got a bobcat hanging over here. I can tell the story on my 6-point.
That is a 6-point.
That's my 6-point. I've got my 3-point that I killed in velvet with my bow. It was my first buck with a bow. My first ever buck, 4-point. We've showed the videos of us going down to Buffalo Creek.
Not too much to show there. Not too much to tell there.
Yeah.
Because it's already been shown.
Yep. But we'll try to come up with some more stories, and I might try to bring Dad on when I can. Get him to tell some of his stories because he's got some really good ones.
That he does.
But appreciate it. Till next time. See you.